from storyflo. This is your daily audio brief for July 18th. Wit here, July 18th. 7 pieces of comedy from the open web. Let's see what's stuck. Let's get into it. First, from the hard times. Hegseth to personally test erection strength of each soldier. Pete Hegseth, the newly minted Secretary of War, has rolled out a program that will have him personally checking the erection strength of every male service member over 30. The idea, according to sources inside the Pentagon, is that a harder workforce will somehow outmatch rivals like Russia and China. He plans to make unannounced visits to barracks, testing speed and duration while soldiers are asleep, and even promises mandatory circle jerks before combat to weed out anyone who goes limp early. The reaction among the troops is a mix of bewilderment and irritation. Infantryman Kyle Lubowsky says the focus on penis performance feels misplaced, especially when soldiers are already exhausted from drills and endurance runs. He suggests the money would be better spent on mental health support or fixing the mold problem in military housing, rather than on what he calls a hard-on while we bomb Iran priority. Analysts point out that this is just the tip of a broader shift in standards. Hegseth reportedly wants promotions tied to shoulder width, jaw angle, and even the type of cartoon character a soldier might be attracted to, with dishonorable discharges looming for those who favor certain characters over others. At press time, the secretary was still outlining the details, promising that the new warrior culture would be enforced by his own hands, a claim that has left many wondering whether the Pentagon's next briefing will need a medical disclaimer. Next. Second, from the hard times. Man with free moment of peace decides to ruin it by scrolling X. A Cleveland parkgoer was finally soaking up an unusually sunny afternoon when he pulled out his phone and dove into X, instantly swapping calm for the usual online grind. The day turned sour after a video surfaced that mixed Nazi imagery with a quinceañera, leaving him feeling suddenly downbeat. He later admitted the pull was a form of self-sabotage, a pattern he's seen before with extremist feeds that gnaw at his mental health. Nearby, a woman on a vintage blanket was lost in a novel when a text notification nudged her toward an endless scroll of AI-generated stories and a bizarre debate about Michelle Obama's gender. The distraction lasted nearly an hour, and she emerged irritated, having missed the quiet she'd been enjoying. A social influence professor at Wharton weighed in, saying our brains are wired to seek constant stimulation, making it feel almost necessary to keep scrolling, or we'll feel something is missing. He described the effect as a kind of neurological hijacking that erodes any chance of a single, uninterrupted moment of peace. Even families weren't immune. Parents were caught up in TikTok and niche dating apps while their kids played soccer, and one dad missed his daughter's first goal because he was arguing about a golf tournament on Reddit. The whole scene paints a familiar picture of modern distraction, hijacking simple, sunny days. Up next, third, from the hard times. Opinion, Birthright Dave and Buster's rewards. Memberships are ruining this country. The piece reads like a rant from someone who's convinced that a corporate loyalty program is a national emergency. The author claims that any child born on a Dave and Buster's property automatically inherits a lifetime rewards membership, and that this birthright is somehow draining the country's resources and culture. He blames private equity owners and even invokes historical founders, as if the chain's origins in the 1860s were a grand conspiracy. He frames the rewards as a deep state scheme that steals game chips from true patriots, suggesting that the program's perks, like the power card and summer season's savings pass are being hijacked by outsiders. The argument leans heavily on hyperbole, comparing the situation to air hockey birth tourism and invoking family law about ancestors who were either members or victims of the chain's founders. The author's solution is equally dramatic. Strip anyone born on a Dave & Buster's property of their membership, effectively ending the program's generational reach. He hints that only those he personally approves of should enjoy the benefits, implying a return to a more exclusive, self-selected loyalty system. Overall, the article is a hyperbolic opinion piece that uses exaggerated language to criticize a corporate rewards program, treating it as a symptom of broader cultural decay rather than a genuine policy issue. It's less about actual economic impact and more about the author's personal grievance with the brand. That's the 7. The joke is, you came back. Same time tomorrow. If this saved you time, the full feed is free at storyflo.com.